tormented scientist grappling with his own chemistry and destiny, betrayed by his most trusted advisor mentor, and transmuted into a monster that appears when rage can't be controlled. There's major damage ahead when Dr. Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk.
The Hulk is an incredible character for a video game because he can do so much. He's so dynamic. It's such an appealing character that's known to everybody.
You get the idea of the game in one word, Hulk. Now, if I said Hulk to anyone, even my mother, she'd know what's going to be in this game. You put the pad in someone's hand and they know what sort of action they're going to do.
This is the story of a game spawned from the creative layer of Radical Entertainment at its not-so-secret location in Vancouver, British Columbia. When the folks at Universal Vivendi wanted to create the Hulk video game, they knew that it was time to get radical.
Rather than simply repeat the plot of the movie in a video game, the story of the Hulk takes place a year after the movie ends. We were allowed the freedom to create this extension to the universe and give people more of that Hulk experience.
One thing that's really important for the Hulk game is to capture the soul of the Hulk, the feeling of being that character and living in the same world as the movie and the comics do, and capturing that feeling of a cursed man who's on his quest to try and find a cure.
So while our scientist battles for his very soul, the game's creators work diligently to retain the style and feel of the original Marvel comic while also reflecting some of the new movie's themes.
The visual style of the game is all about combining the comic book world and the movie world. We've chosen to use what we call a cell shading approach to rendering the characters and the worlds so that you get this feel that the game is a living comic book.
Cell shaded style is taking environments or characters and not giving that realistic edge, a little bit more of a comic edge where lines are very crisp. Defined lines between shadow and highlights on the character will stand out a lot better, like something that you would see in a comic book. Is very graphic.
The time has come to enter this nebulous realm where you'll learn to turn your angst into action. Caution, you may experience symptoms of a split personality, but that actually works to your advantage.
The Hulk actually is a game that combines a couple of different genres.
The gameplay features Banner stealth and Hulk destruction. Now, Banner has limited abilities. He's only a scientist, and he will use all his knowledge and abilities to help the player avoid being caught. As Hulk, you'll have tremendous power to annihilate any enemies that come before you, and there will be plenty of them.
Well, we have a lot of characters in our game from the comic world of the Hulk and from the movie as well. And some of the big bad guys, for example, are Professor Crawford, who's the mentor of Bruce Banner, who betrays him at the beginning of the game. We also have General Riker, who's an army guy who's gone crazy and is after the essence of the Hulk for purposes of evil. There's Half-Life, Madman, Flux, Ravage, and there's the leader, who's the uber boss, the big bad guy for the whole game.
You can unleash the Hulk's anger with at least 45 different moves and combos. Try using objects around you, throw a car, use a signpost as a club, punch back the enemy's weapons.
Don't assume anything in the world is bolted down, because it's not. You can go and grab anything and use it as a weapon, and you can take out more enemies faster. It's incredible. When his rage meter maxes out, he can pull off amazing moves that can take out 10 enemies at once. It reaches this fever pitch where you're just so immersed in this game, you sort of bond with the controller and the game, and you become the Hulk. It's pretty cool.
Also cool is the collaboration process that draws from the film and the comics to create a dynamic video game.
We were granted really early access to the script and to digital images from the movie, from the special effects, and we were also given access to Eric Bana, who plays the lead character Bruce Banner in the movie, and he was able to do all the voice acting for the game during the shooting of the movie, so he was totally in character.
My entire life, infected by this disease. I'm going after the cure.
And we also have this huge catalogue of Marvel material that's been going on since the 60s, featuring this character, setting his style, how he moves, what he does, what his abilities are. And we brought both of those together and created a look which establishes a new look for the video game.
It's more than just a look in the history. It tells the story of a reluctant hero, and like Frankenstein and the Hunchback of Notre Dame before him, the misunderstood monster that is the Hulk.
The thing I always really liked about the Hulk, which really separated from just about every other character out there, is he's an unwilling hero. He's hanging out looking for crime and trying to solve them.
He's got this affliction that he's trying to cure himself from. Yet he's got this amazing power that none of us have. And like a lot of superheroes in the Marvel Universe, he's often reluctantly using this amazing power to save the world or for the forces of good. Banner and Hulk are good guys.
Yeah, good guys that have to do some pretty badass things to save us, themselves, and the rest of the world.